Yeah, first of all, excited about getting the win. To be 100% honest with you, I was not shy about saying what I thought about West Georgia and how good a football team they were. And I said it several times this week, whether it be the radio show or Bearbackers on Monday, that I was still trying to figure out how that was a 1-4 football team, because I believe they're that good. I believe they're well coached. I believe they've got really good football players. They just haven't figured out how to win to this point. And so, to be honest with you, I knew this was going to be a battle. I knew it was going to be a game where, we had to play good, and we did at times tonight. I mean, there's no question. I mean, we came out in the second half and bang, bang, 2 scoring drives right away, and it looked like at that point we were going to push it out, and we just didn't do enough. After that, they did a good job loading the box and putting us in some bad situations, but just proud of our guys. I said this on the radio earlier. I was happy that our defense was on the field to win that game, because I think our defense was holding a little bit of a burden from last week. Just the tough night they had against Abilene. And so for our defense to be on the field to win that game in that fashion was obviously, I think a really neat deal. And so hats off to our players. Hats off to our players. I mean, the players played. They're tired. They're worn out. They're sore. Bye week's coming at a good time. We just need to fight, scratch, and claw and figure out how to win that game. And so I'll learn a lot from the film. We'll learn a lot from the film, but just very proud to come away with a big win.
I guess start at the end of it. I mean, they get the ball back with 90 seconds or whatever it was. I mean, how are you feeling going into that drive with how the last 15 minutes of that game had gone?
Nervous, but I also trust our playmakers. And here's the deal: we got in 2 third down situations that had penalties. One of them was an effort penalty. DC got called for a hold there to give them a 3rd down conversion. Tamarian had obviously a penalty that could have been avoided off of a pass breakup by Dude Person. So we gave them right there. We gave them 25 yards of penalties on that final drive with very limited amount of time. So I've lost games like that in the past where penalties were the reason why you lose in those situations. So and then we weren't able to stop them, But here's what I did know, and I knew that going into that final drive, especially once they got on the plus side of the field, I was wanting to keep my timeout in my back pocket, because I knew if they scored, they were going to go for 2. I mean, they're a 1-4 football team on the road, right? Data says go for 2. And so, guy made an unbelievable catch. I mean, we were right there, almost pushed him out. I mean, felt like there were several bang plays throughout the night that just we were inches away from knocking them out or knocking the ball out or whatever that is. But we knew they were going to go for 2, and we called a timeout. And the 2 biggest plays of the night on defense was the interception that Dillon had right before half and the 2-point play. And both of those were all-out blitzes, literally 0 man coverage, bring everybody else. And obviously both times the quarterback was having to do what? Throw off his back foot. And that made the difference in both of those plays.
Dillon, how are you feeling about that? You guys gave up 17 straight going into that drive. Like, when you were up 24, all of a sudden it's a 1-score game, all momentum's going against you guys. How are you feeling?
Like Coach Brown said, nervous but confidence at the same time, because I trust my teammates and the work we have put in throughout this practice that I knew we was going to get the job done, and we did.
I just kind of going back to the first half, you guys really haven't had a ton of turnovers for us this year.
No.
I think it was 7 and 6 or 7 and 5, 6 games coming in, whatever. 3 in the first half. I mean, that going into halftime, that seems like a huge deal.
Oh, it's huge. I mean, that's the one thing that's been lacking on defense is just turnovers. And to create 3.5, and obviously one of those was coming from a special teams play, was huge. And that's what gave us a chance to be up by 11 going into halftime. What I liked about the interception was Dillon didn't just settle. He went and scored, right? If he doesn't take it down and score and he gets tackled, with the amount of time that's left on the clock, we're probably not getting points there. So for him to convert that into a touchdown, I don't know. Talk about it. I mean, what were you seeing? I mean, that was awesome.
When I got the interception, I just knew I had to just go score. That's what I did. Tired the last 25 yards. Tired, very tired.
Did the quarterback change for the other half? Did you do anything to change on the defensive scheme? Or
Yeah,
anything?
yeah. The second guy's played before. He actually played majority of was it the Abilene Christian game?
Yeah, Abilene Christian. He played a lot there.
And they played well that game, and they went away from him. That kid's pretty good. Yeah. Now he's and when they gave him time, he was pretty accurate, but very very slick, hard to get down. Did a great job climbing in the pocket, finding running lanes. I mean. Yeah, he was a little bit more of a dual threat guy. Now the other kid could run, and he ran on us a time or two, but he was a little bit more of a physical, tall, not quite as twitchy as number 8 was. But yeah, it changes your thinking a little bit. We had a little separate kind of mini plan for that guy and so we were ready when he came in.
Will, how are you feeling first half when you get 2 of those turnovers, give you short field, to score on both of them, just trying to get the offense going? It came out as a little quiet on that first drive and then to start getting some points up.
Yeah, I think we made a lot of explosive plays. We just got to continue to finish drives. I think we kind of shot ourselves in the foot a couple times and just got to continue to, close out the game. Obviously, it was great the defense got the stop at the end to win it, but you would like to feel like on offense that, we could close it out when we had the ball with a chance to do it. So,
did you kind of sense anything different? I mean, like Coach mentioned, you come out of halftime, really start stretching the field, you get early for one, score on the next drive, and then obviously you don't score again. I mean, from your perspective, was there anything?
I think everything's just situational. I think you got to a point where we were trying to just, drain the clock. We got to a point where we had a couple possession lead, and we felt like we could, probably play a little bit more conservative and try to drain a little bit towards the end.
Talk about the receivers coach. About have 3 over 50 yards, kind of the quiet heroes of the year so far.
Well, I think it was awesome to see Arlie make the play that he made. We've been talking about him since camp. I think he's got some unbelievable just one-on-one ability. I mean, you watch the way he made that catch. He kind of caught it over his outside shoulder. That's something we practice every day. And then the wherewithal to get the ball in the end zone. I mean, he got it inside the pylon. He's going to continue to get better because he's a confidence kid. When he gets the ball, he gets confident. When he plays more, he gets confidence. And so we've got to get him in a rhythm. And Arlie's going to continue to explode for our offense. Trajan's had 2 or 3 straight great weeks of football for us. He was a shoestring away from another punt return touchdown, by the way. But again, he's been solid. And obviously TB, man. TB's he's just a workhorse. It's so good to see guys like him. And what's cool is, you got 4 guys from the same family making plays from Stuttgart, Arkansas. Who would have thought, you'd have D-Walk doing what he's doing, TB doing what he's doing, and Arlie Lee, and they're all in the same family. I mean, what a neat deal. And then Davion Mayo is playing for us at linebacker. I mean, pretty cool to watch that. But yeah, I'm proud of our receivers. I don't think they get enough credit, and they've got to continue to grow and get better. And we got to continue to gain trust in them. But again, with the defense we just played, guys, I don't know that we're going to play defense that good again. I may eat those words, but those guys are good. And I'll tell you this, and credit, I don't know that we've even given enough credit to West Georgia's defense to this point. They got 27-4 down better than anybody. I mean, other than Shunderick going freak show on one play, they were tackling, getting him down, and kind of stringing him out. And then I know they made one tackle late on their sideline where 9 out of 10 times people don't make that tackle, just whipped his legs out from under him. And credit to them, and I know their coach is a defensive guy. He's got a great background with that. But man, that's a good group of guys, and I don't see that team being a 1-win team for very much longer. I just don't. I think they're gonna figure it out. They're gonna win some games here late in the year.
What do you kind of take away from that? The last 20 minutes of that, especially offensively, with like Will kind of mentioned, just almost reverting to trying to burn clock, trying to be maybe a little more conservative. Obviously leads to a razor thin win. I mean, is there anything you take from that, kind of going forward to maybe not have that happen?
Hopefully it's a little bit of a humbling experience for our offense. Our offense has played at will this year. I mean, there hasn't been a game where 15 first downs, I think we're top 5 in the country in first downs per game, and we're top 5 scoring offense in the country, and we did enough tonight. But we could have got a late first down. We could have one of those earlier drives where we had 2 or 3 3-and-outs in a row, converted, whatever, whether it be a better play call, a better execution of a play, whatever it looks like. But hopefully it creates hunger within our offense that, hey, like, we've got to be better. We've got to help our defense out. We've got to keep them off the field, But I'll say this, games like this are character builders. You learn so much from games in tight situations. I was glad to win a game like that because we haven't won a game like that this year, right? I mean, we've won a lot of blowouts. We lost a close one at Arkansas State that was a game like this where it could go either way. So to win this one is a big deal for this 2024 UCA Bear football team.
I know it seemed like a pretty sizable event there in the second, third quarter. Was that happened today, and kind of how
It happened. Yeah, first play of the game. I
Yeah.
just kind of got my leg rolled up on, and so I got sprained my ankle.
He'll be all right.
Yeah.
He's got a week to rest.
How much? I mean, by the end of the game, it seemed like you were moving pretty all right. But how much did that kind of affect you there in the second, third quarter?
I think it made a big difference. I feel like, from the first play of the game on, I feel like I'm pretty mobile. And then you go from that to you can't really move at all on the sprained ankle. And I got it taped up pretty good. So I think the offensive line did a tremendous job blocking and keeping me clean. And I don't think if they blocked that good, I would have been able to stay out there because I don't think I would have been able to escape and operate. But they blocked good enough that I could just kind of stand back there on one leg and throw it around. So
He'll be fine though. We got a bye week this week.
Yeah.
a lot of time.